Good afternoon, Alice. This is Will from Free Readings Facebook. I am going to give you the general life reading you've requested. We're doing this in video format today. So I am using the Rider-Waite playing card deck today. It's been one of my, it's my deck of the week, I suppose. I'll probably get bored of it pretty soon. But for today, it'll be okay, and maybe we'll draw some Oracle cards too. We're shuffling right now. And let's see here. I guess I'll just give you the spread that I do for just most of my readings. Okay, let's have a look at our cards here. So you are represented by the Hermit reversed. The people in your life are represented by the Seven of Pentacles reversed. And what draws you to them, or what draws them to you, is the Knight of Wands. Potential outcome we could see in the near future, or right now, is the Lovers reversed, or the Nine of Wands face up. So Alice, I gotta say, looking at this and reading this intuitively, I wouldn't have expected to have drawn so many reverse cards here. When I see reverse cards, like, what stands out to me is like it's a similar meaning, but it's a slightly amplified, or maybe a little bit more like twisted or malignant reading, so to speak. So like it'll have a slightly darker or more negative twist to it. However, I'm not sure that that's the vibe that I'm getting from you. I see you taking time to yourself based on the Hermit card. I see you taking time to yourself, and you're in a period of reflection right now. You're taking time to contemplate things, and you're learning to be okay with being by yourself and figuring things out independently. And you're gaining independence. And when you gain independence, you also gain enlightenment as well. I see the Hermit as a card of wisdom and seclusion. And I see that is where you're at right now. And I see the people in your life perhaps being frustrated with something that they've worked on. They're not reaping, they're working really hard, and they're not getting what they expect out of the deal. Now, it's not necessarily a romantic relationship. This could be this could be a work relationship. In fact, it likely is a craft based on the Suit of Pentacles. But I see somebody working really, really hard on something, or somebody that's worked on something for an extended period of time and hasn't gotten what they've expected out of it. But I think that both you and them have a great deal of faith. I see the Knight of Wands as a card of action based on faith, based on hope and virtue and value, and things that we can't necessarily touch with our hands. So I see you and the people in your life working in unison towards some type of common goal, but we haven't quite gotten where we need to be yet. We haven't reaped the fruits of our labor yet. And we'll get there in just a second, won't we? So a potential outcome here is the Lovers card. Now, I used to read the Lovers as like a card of romance and like a physical affection, but I don't really see it this way in this case. I kind of I'd like to compare this card to the Hermit, and I see the Lovers as a card of self-love and a card of self-development and learning how to love yourself in the way that you need to be loved, and not expecting other people to provide you with the love that you can't provide to yourself. So I think that those are skills that you are learning in solitude right now. And I think that that's something that you need to continue to work on within the next month here. Now, another potential outcome is that we gain a great deal of, we go through a bit of a struggle or a hard time trying to reap these fruits of what we're working for. And we don't quite get there, but we get really close. And it's not really a frustrated moment, but it's a moment like, oh man, we almost got it. We're not quite there yet, but we're learning a lot about ourselves and a lot about the process of getting there in the meantime. So I don't necessarily I see this as being a period of reflection and solitude for you and learning how to appreciate your own company. I think that the skill that I'm trying to project to you is like, if we want to reap the fruits of our labor, we need to learn how to love ourselves the way that we love others. And I see you putting a great deal of, in the past, you've put a great deal of passion and effort into helping the people around you, into loving the people around you, be this family members, partners, children. You're an affectionate person, and I think solitude may be something that is relatively new to you, but this is the skill that you need to continue to work on and develop, being able to make yourself happy. So we will also draw some oracle cards here just for the sake of free readings. And I'm not using oracle cards, I'm actually using Lenormand cards like oracle cards. This is Pixie's Astounding Lenormand, and this is by the same illustrator, Pamela Coleman Smith, that illustrated the Rider-Waite deck that I showed you below. So we'll give this a little shuffle. This is a smaller deck. And I'll give you 4 cards here. It's the first time I've posted on this group in quite some time, and I'm happy to be back. Feels good to be back. Okay, so I read these cards at face value. It's going to be a picture and a word, and that's all that's on these cards, and I don't read too deeply into them. Sometimes I do, but we're not going to do that today. Maybe we will. Okay, what I'm seeing here is, I'm seeing a lot of hope here. The first card that I drew was the cross, and I see the cross kind of representing the same thing that the suit of wands would represent, or perhaps the hanged man in the Rider-Waite tarot deck. I see this as being a card of faith, hope, and passion, and maybe even sacrifice. I see this as a card of discovery and learning something new and doing the things that we need to do and keeping our head up while we do it. The next card that I drew is the lily. Now, if you look, the lily card, these are lilies that are blossoming in a snowy, in like a field of snow with a dark background. So I see this as being like a flower that blossoms even under rougher conditions. And I think that that's kind of the attitude that you need to take here during this period of development and discovery, is work on blossoming even though the circumstances are not ideal right now. The next card that I drew is the key, and I see the key is like unlocking the future, like enlightenment or new things, or discovery, or like unlocking a piece of ourselves that was missing for quite some time. It's the missing piece. And finally, the star, which to me also represents hope and holding on to, and maybe a wish granted. I really hope that this was helpful to you, Alice, and we will catch you back here next month. Thank you so much, and you have a great day.